This is the Vivo V70. We're going to unbox it straight ahead. Hey guys, it's Alex from Techaeris, and I'm back with another unboxing. This time we are going to open this box here, and it contains the Vivo V70 smartphone. We have two different V70s that came out this month, and that is the V70 and the V70 Elite. This is just the V70 5G. I did not get the Elite version. The only difference between the Elite version and this version are the chipsets. I believe this has a Snapdragon 7, and the other one's a Snapdragon 8. So there's minimal differences other than that. There's pretty much everything else is the same, even down to the cameras, but it's just the fact you're going to get a better chipset on the Elite. But let's get into this box. All right, guys, let's get into this box with the Vivo V70, co-engineered with Zeiss. Back of the box, it's got nothing on it. It's just basic black, and yeah, that's it. Let's see here. There is the phone itself. We'll put that to the side and see what we got on the interior. As with most Vivos, you do get a case, and this is just a TPU case. It's not anything major, but it does help to mitigate some drops and whatnot. Here is your important information and warranty card, and that is your documentation. And this is not a US version, so I do get the overseas charger with this, so I won't be able to use that here, but you do get a USB-A to USB-C charging cable in the box, and a SIM ejection tool right there in the top. So that's about all you have in this box. So we'll put this to the side and grab the phone. And there's the phone wrapped in this kind of wax paper deal that they've been doing a lot lately. So let's see if we can slip it out without tearing the wax paper, which I don't like to do. I like to keep this intact if I can, but probably, yeah, we got it. I'll put that there. And there is your phone. There is the camera module. And this is a triple camera setup. I do not have all the specs on this right now. I'm doing this video before this has officially been released, so Vivo did not send me all of the specs. So I have some specs pulled up from online rumors. Whether or not they are accurate, I cannot say. We'll go over those in a minute. But we do have a triple camera setup here with Zeiss branding and an LED flash here. And this reminds me a lot of the OnePlus 15 and the Vivo X300 Pro. So here on the bottom, we do have a speaker and a USB-C port along with your SIM card tray. And on this side, you do get your volume rocker and your power button right there. And we're gonna power it up while we flip this over on the other side, and we see the mics and the more mics and one speaker up here. So you do get stereo speakers on this phone, and on this side there's nothing here but the antenna bands. And that is about all there is to this. It feels nice in the hand. Looks like there's some Vivo branding right here. It says Vivo on the back glass, and you can actually feel that. It's not, I feel like it's etched on the over the top somehow, or it's etched into the glass. But here is the phone itself, and this is running Origin OS. And if we pop in, we'll take a look at About Phone, and we'll see what we have. We have the Vivo V70 with a 2.8 gigahertz Snapdragon 7 Gen 4 mobile platform octa-core chipset. And like I said, the Vivo Elite does come with the Snapdragon 8S, I believe that is. So you are going to get a better chipset in the Vivo V70 Elite. This phone has 512 gigs of storage with 12 plus 12 gigs of RAM. And the storage compression is 50 gigabytes, and you get a 6500 milliamp hour battery in this guy here. And I do believe it's running Android 16, which Origin OS 6 is over top of that. Origin OS is okay. It's not my favorite, but I do want to pull in real quick before I go on with the phone. I want to pull in the OnePlus. So if we look at these side by side, you can see, and I put this down for contrast so that we'll be able to see these phones a little bit better. The OnePlus is on the left, the OnePlus 15, and the Vivo V70 on the right. You can see the very similar design. This design really is akin to the Oppo Find X9 Pro. Also looks like this. Obviously, the OnePlus and the Oppo are related. I think, don't quote me on it, but I think Vivo is also related in some way to those brands, so I can see why we have that similarity. And pulling in one other phone here, and this is the Vivo X300 Pro. And this is the flagship Vivo device. And this is the device I usually shoot my videos with. Right now we're shooting on the iPhone 17 Pro Max, but normally I use the Vivo X300 Pro. I do like the camera system on the X300 Pro. I love the camera system on the X200 Pro, and I switched over to the 300 Pro when it came out for using on video. But we'll see how the V70 performs in terms of camera performance. As you can see, all these phones are very similar. This here is a slightly bigger screen on the 15, on the Vivo 15, the OnePlus 15 has a slightly bigger screen. I think it's 6.85 inches. I can't remember for sure, but I think that's 6.85. And I think this one is 6.59 inches. And of course, this one on the, we'll lower that brightness down a little bit. On the Vivo X300 Pro, that screen's slightly bigger as well than the Vivo V70. I think it's the same size as the OnePlus 15. So that being said, let's talk real quick about some of the specs that we have. I don't have, like I said, I don't have the entire list here. This is a unboxing before I get the actual specs from Vivo. So I'm going off of what I found online, some of the leaks and some of the rumors that are going on with this. So you have a Qualcomm Snapdragon 7 Gen 4, which is an octa-core 2.8 gigahertz single core, 2.4 gigahertz quad core, and a 1.84 gigahertz tri-core. Does come with 12 gigs of RAM. The display is 6.59 inches, and it is an AMOLED display with a resolution of 1260 by 2750 and 120 hertz refresh rate. Doesn't say if that's a variable refresh rate or not. I'm assuming it is. It usually is. So I'm going to say it probably is a variable refresh rate from 1 to 120. But we'll get more clarity on that once I get the specs from Vivo. The cameras on the back are 50 megapixel primary cameras. So these two are 50 megapixels, and I believe this is a 12 megapixel. I think this is the ultra wide, the main, and then a telephoto. I don't know if this is a ultra wide telephoto or a periscope telephoto. Again, once I get that information, we'll talk about it more at that time. I don't have enough right now to go off of. It does have a 6500 milliamp hour battery, and it does support 90 watt quick charging, and it does have dual SIM slots, one nano, both nanos actually, and it is 5G supported, and there is no expandable storage on this device. So as I said, it is running Origin OS, and here's one of my issues with Vivo that I've had in the past, and that is the extra software that gets installed on these phones. I mean, it's not a huge deal because you can go in and uninstall most of the stuff, but you get stuff like, you know, this block game and booking.com and other apps that I just don't use. Instagram's here, Netflix is on here, and Spotify, TikTok. So there's a lot of extra apps that they tend to kind of just install when you get your phone, and it's a bit much on I'm not much for that. I don't like that they do that, but you know, I really like the X300 Pro, so I can forgive some of those missteps that they do with the software, because a lot of it is reversible. You can go in and uninstall that stuff if you don't want to use it. But anyway, yeah, that is the Vivo V70 unboxing. Pretty much all I have for you on this one, because again, this is being recorded before we actually have the full spec sheet from Vivo. Hopefully we'll have that at some point, but I needed to get this unboxed, need to start using it so that I can write the review once I'm able to do that, once the embargoes lift and all that other stuff. So I also don't know what the pricing is on the Vivo V70 or the V70 Elite. That will also be announced when they drop the official announcement, so I don't know for sure what's happening there. But I just wanted to get this unboxed. I wanted to get this video out at embargo time so you guys can see at least what the phone looked like. And yeah, it's very similar. I'm telling you, it's very similar to the OnePlus 15 and the Oppo Find X9. The design language is very, very similar, and a lot of the phones are going into this squared off design where everything is just the rounded squared off corners rather than the kind of teardrop shapes, not teardrop shape, but where the screens are kind of rolled off the edges here. They've kind of stopped doing that in this time around, and now we're just going to the square look, which the iPhone went to as well, and I actually prefer this look over the more Samsung. Matter of fact, I have a Moto Edge I'm going to pull in here. This is what I'm talking about here. So here we have the Moto Edge, and you can see the screen is kind of going over the sides, and this is kind of the design that we were used to with Samsung for a long time, and a lot of other Chinese-made phones. They kind of have this beveled edge of the screen where it just kind of goes over the edge, and here on the bottom as well, this kind of rolled off, and we are no longer seeing that in a lot of these phones. This 2025 and 2026 batch of phones have decided to go with this more square, more harsh edge to them than the other phones in the past, and I prefer this. I know that there are some people that don't like it. They prefer what the Motorola does here with this phone and what Samsung used to do. But Samsung has also gone to this kind of design. It is what it is. A lot of the smartphone makers will do this. They will kind of copy each other, and it kind of just snowballs from there. So, but that is it, guys. That is the Vivo V70. Stay tuned for my review. We will have full specs on the website once we have the review out. Don't have anything here for this video, but hopefully you guys at least enjoyed watching the unboxing and seeing what we have, what you guys can expect. So that's all we have, and please make sure that you subscribe. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure that you hit the notification bell. Make a comment below. Share with your friends. And make sure you take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we will talk to you on the other side.